Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be showing the Otherworld hunting area. The entrance to this spawn moves around every 2 hours, but you can determine where it is without having to check each area by using the item Spying Eye. When this item is used, it will tell you where the vortex is located, either Svargrond, Zau, or Durama Desert between Dyrachia and Angramun. It can also tell you of a vortex in Khazad-dûm and Edron, but we are not interested in these areas, as they are an easier version of the Otherworld for lower levels. The first time you want to enter the Otherworld, you'll have to kill 10 creatures that are down the rope hole outside of the vortex. Once you have slain 10, you'll be able to enter the vortex to the Otherworld. There are many areas you can hunt within the Otherworld, but before I show the hunt, I'll try to explain the maps a little bit. I'll just focus on the 3 areas you can land when entering, which depend on the portal you enter. I will mark these entrances or exits to the Otherworld with a star. Firstly, you can land in the middle of the spiral. If you take the rope hole up that is marked, you'll be located on image 2. You'll be by the down arrow. There's a vortex on the star. You have the ability to go up another rope hole to image 3. Again, you will land by the down arrow, and there's a vortex on the star. There are many passages and routes you can hunt, but make sure you can find your way back to one of these exits at the end of your hunt. The spawn is quite fast here, so you shouldn't have to navigate very far away. I mainly just move between these areas. When hunting in the Otherworld, you'll find Breachbrood, Dread Intruder, Reality Reaver, and Sparkian. You can start hunting the spawn as early as level 400 if you have the right gear, but you'll have to be careful. When hunting here, I used 1 powerful crit, 2 powerful life leech, 2 powerful mana leech, and an intricate magic level imbue, which I always have on my coif. I was using a gnome armor, which has 8% energy protection by default, but you would get more protection if you were to use the powerful energy protection imbuement, which grants 15% energy protection. This may not be necessary depending on how much other energy protection you can stack. For damage output, I'd recommend any form of earth damage. Use stone shower runes, or an earth weapon if you are a knight. There may be some better areas deeper within the Otherworld, but I typically just run some routes between the vortexes with the images I showed at the start of the video. The spawn is very fast, so there should be plenty of things to kill. I would definitely use Great Spirit Potions in this spawn. Something important to note is that the Reality Reaver goes invisible quite frequently, so you want to avoid targeting these when possible to prevent losing your target in the middle of a box. When hunting here, I was making 3.6 to 4 million experience per hour on 150% and between 300k and 400k per hour profit at the NPC values, not counting the cost of imbues. Once I adjusted the cost of Spirit Potions, Collar of Red Plasma, and Ring of Green Plasma to market price, my profit was 500k to 600k per hour. Based off the input analyzer, the max DPS I received was 3,194 when I was trapped one time and almost died. Usually though, it was around 2,400 DPS max after my full hunt. The damage from each creature can vary depending on which area you are hunting the most. I would always receive the most from Reality Reaver at 35 to 50%. Secondly was Dread Intruder at around 30%. While Sparkian could occasionally pass Breachbrood for damage, it was usually 15 to 20% from Breachbrood and 10 to 15% from Sparkian. Typically, I was receiving 60% physical damage and 15 to 20% on both energy and life drain damage, though I was running 36% energy protection. Lastly is death damage at 6 to 8%. As a paladin, I recommend an enchanted pendulet, gnome armor, or another armor with energy protection imbuement like Ghost Chestplate, and Void Boots. For a ring, I'd probably use a Ring of Blue Plasma at this point. If you wanted additional protection though, you could use either a Prismatic Ring, which is 10% physical and 8% energy protection, or Ring of Souls, which has 2% physical and 10% life drain protection. For a trinket, you could use either Bone Fiddle or Moon Mirror. These will probably reduce it with the same amount of damage overall. There are a total of 200 charm points available if you unlock all of these creatures here, and they will each take 2,500 kills. Based on my estimates, it would take 10 hours to complete Sparkian, 11 hours to complete Reality Reaver, 12 hours to complete Dread Intruder, and 14 hours to complete Breachbrood. This is a great spawn to work on hunting tasks as well. If you have a third prey slot, you can work on 3 hard creatures at one time. You can see the times I mentioned for charm completions, so you know which will be the fastest to complete. Mainly, if you were picking a creature for hunting tasks, Sparkian would be the best, followed by Reality Reaver, if you had the choice. Hopefully, this video can help you become familiar with the Otherworld. If you have any questions, or if you try this one out for yourself, let me know in the comments. It'll be helpful to see how different vocations and level ranges are able to handle it. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below as it will help me out. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.